Have you ever wondered whether masturbating could be quietly harming your health as you age? As we grow older, maintaining our well-being becomes even more critical, and some things that seem harmless in our younger years can have unexpected consequences later in life. If you're over 65, you may not have realized that one particular habit, something often dismissed as natural and harmless, could be putting your health at serious risk. In this video, we're diving into the surprising dangers of a topic rarely discussed openly: how frequent masturbation after the age of 65 may have unintended effects on your body and overall well-being. While this is a natural part of life, recent discussions among health professionals reveal that, in certain cases, it can contribute to physical and mental health concerns that many seniors experience without knowing the cause. Stay with me until the very end, because what you learn today might just change the way you think about your health. We'll explore the real impact of this habit on your heart, nervous system, and cognitive function, especially how it can subtly affect energy levels, mood stability, and even long-term cardiovascular health. By the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of what's really happening inside your body, empowering you to make informed decisions about your well-being. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend hitting that button and turning on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 to let me know so I can make better content for you. Now, let's get started. 1. Unexpected strain on the cardiovascular system. One of the most overlooked risks of frequent masturbation after 65 is its impact on the heart and cardiovascular health. While this activity may seem unrelated to heart function, any activity that elevates heart rate and blood pressure, especially in short, intense bursts, can strain an aging cardiovascular system. For younger individuals with strong elastic arteries, this might not be a concern. But for older adults, whose blood vessels naturally become less flexible over time, sudden spikes in heart rate can lead to irregularities, dizziness, or even an increased risk of cardiac episodes. Think about the last time you engaged in light exercise, like walking upstairs or carrying groceries. You likely noticed your heart working harder, your breathing changing, and maybe even slight fatigue. Now imagine that same physical response happening abruptly during a moment of intense but brief activity, without the gradual warm-up of intentional exercise. This sudden stress is why some older adults report feeling lightheaded, fatigued, or experiencing irregular heart rhythms afterward. Take William, a 72-year-old retired engineer. He considered himself healthy but noticed chest tightness and shortness of breath after certain private activities. At first, he brushed it off, but after one particularly uncomfortable episode, he mentioned it to his doctor during a routine checkup. To his surprise, his physician explained that these symptoms weren't uncommon in men his age, especially those with a history of high blood pressure or minor heart issues. While William didn't need to stop completely, his doctor advised him to pay closer attention to his body's signals and avoid overexerting himself in ways his heart wasn't conditioned to handle. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Many seniors aren't aware of how their body's responses change with age. Recovery takes longer. Heart muscles and blood vessels don't bounce back as quickly, and sudden exertion can be more taxing than expected. While occasional activity isn't necessarily dangerous, frequent or prolonged intensity could strain an aging cardiovascular system without you realizing it. If you've ever noticed sudden exhaustion, dizziness, or mild chest discomfort afterward, your body might be signaling it's time to slow down. 2. Nervous system fatigue and energy depletion. Another surprising effect is how frequent masturbation can lead to nervous system fatigue, leaving you drained, sluggish, and mentally foggy. The human body relies on a delicate balance of energy, hormones, and neurological signals to function optimally, and as we age, this balance becomes more fragile. While this activity might feel like a stress reliever in the moment, it can actually contribute to long-term exhaustion, making you feel more tired throughout the day without fully understanding why. Think of your nervous system like a battery. Every action you take, whether physical, emotional, or mental, draws energy from this battery. When you're younger, that battery recharges quickly and your body handles stimulation without much consequence. But as you age, the ability to replenish that energy slows down. What used to be a simple act of relaxation in your younger years may now tax your nervous system, leading to extended fatigue, sluggishness, or difficulty concentrating. Consider Richard, a 69-year-old retired teacher. He started noticing unexplained fatigue, needing multiple naps to get through his day. He assumed it was just aging, but when he cut back on certain habits for a few weeks, his energy levels improved dramatically. He felt more alert, focused, and even slept better. The connection became clear. Overuse of certain bodily systems can lead to depletion, and recognizing this allowed him to make adjustments that benefited his overall well-being. The science behind this involves neurotransmitters, chemical messengers like dopamine, which regulates pleasure and motivation. Activities that trigger dopamine release feel good in the moment, but excessive stimulation can cause dopamine burnout, where your brain becomes less sensitive to pleasure over time. This leads to lethargy, low motivation, or even mild depressive symptoms. Younger brains recover quickly, but as we age, the nervous system takes longer to reset. If you felt unusually fatigued, unmotivated, or mentally foggy without an obvious cause, this habit could be playing a role. The key isn't stopping entirely. It's about listening to your body's changing limits. Adjusting frequency and paying attention to how you feel afterward can make a noticeable difference in your daily energy. If you're finding these insights valuable, comment 2 below. Your feedback helps me create content that matters to you. 3. Disrupted sleep patterns and increased restlessness. One of the most overlooked consequences of frequent masturbation in older adults is its impact on sleep quality. Many people assume this activity before bed helps relaxation, but as we age, the reality changes dramatically. Instead of deep, restful sleep, it can lead to nighttime restlessness, frequent awakenings, and next-day fatigue. Sleep is controlled by a delicate interplay of hormones, brain activity, and nervous system regulation. The key player here is melatonin, your body's natural sleep signal. But when you engage in activities that trigger dopamine surges, the pleasure neurotransmitter, it directly interferes with melatonin production. This explains why you might fall asleep easily initially, only to wake up multiple times later. Take Gerald, a 74-year-old retiree who always prided himself on being an early riser. Despite maintaining good sleep habits, he found himself waking up 3-4 times nightly. After learning about the dopamine-melatonin connection, he adjusted his evening routine and finally achieved uninterrupted sleep. His story shows how small changes can make a big difference. The nervous system stimulation factor is equally important. Many seniors already deal with restless leg syndrome or nighttime cramps. Adding overstimulation to this can create a double whammy effect. Your body stays in a semi-aroused state when it should be winding down. This leads to light, fragmented sleep rather than the deep, restorative sleep your body desperately needs. Chronic sleep disruption isn't just about tiredness. Studies link it to increased inflammation, memory decline, weakened immune function. If you've been experiencing frequent nighttime awakenings, morning fatigue despite enough sleep, trouble falling back asleep, your body might be signaling it's time to reevaluate evening habits. The solution isn't necessarily stopping completely, but rather being mindful of timing and frequency to protect your precious sleep quality. Has poor sleep been affecting you? Comment 3 below. I'd love to hear your experiences. 4. Increased risk of prostate irritation and urinary issues. Here's a startling fact most men don't realize. Frequent masturbation after 65 can directly impact prostate health and urinary function. While many believe regular activity keeps things flowing smoothly, aging bodies respond very differently. The prostate naturally enlarges with age, BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia. This enlargement presses against the bladder, causing frequent urination, especially at night, weak urine stream, difficulty fully emptying the bladder. Now here's the connection. Overstimulation can irritate the prostate and surrounding tissues, worsening these symptoms temporarily. Some men report increased nighttime bathroom trips, burning sensation during urination, feeling of incomplete emptying. Consider Leonard, a 71-year-old retired construction worker. He noticed his nightly bathroom visits jumped from 1 to 3, 4 times. His doctor explained how prostate stimulation could exacerbate BPH symptoms. After adjusting his habits, Leonard saw a noticeable improvement within weeks. The pelvic floor muscle connection is equally crucial. These muscles support bladder control, and like all muscles, they weaken with age. Overstimulation can lead to occasional leakage, sudden urgency, reduced bladder control. The good news? Simple strategies help. Pelvic floor exercises, Kegels, moderating frequency, staying hydrated. If you've noticed changes in urinary patterns, know this isn't just aging. Small adjustments can significantly improve comfort and quality of life. Has this been your experience? Comment 4. Your input helps others feel less alone. 5. Hormonal imbalance and mood swing. Few realize how frequent masturbation after 65 can create hormonal roller coasters affecting mood and energy. This happens through 2 key mechanisms: dopamine depletion. Each release creates a pleasure high followed by a compensatory low. With frequent repetition, these lows become more pronounced, leading to irritability, lack of motivation, mild depressive symptoms, testosterone fluctuations. While younger men quickly replenish testosterone, aging bodies recover slower. Temporary dips can cause fatigue, reduced muscle tone, emotional instability. Edward's story illustrates this perfectly. The 68-year-old former accountant noticed unpredictable mood swings, energetic one day, irritable the next. After tracking his habits, he discovered a clear pattern linking frequency to his emotional state. By creating more recovery time between sessions, he regained emotional balance. The key insight is not about stopping, but about rhythm. Allowing proper recovery time helps maintain stable energy levels, consistent mood, healthy motivation. If you've experienced unexplained emotional crashes, loss of interest in hobbies, uncharacteristic irritability, your hormones might be signaling for more balance. The solution often lies in simple adjustments rather than complete deprivation. 6. Reduce sensitivity and diminished pleasure. A little-known effect of frequent masturbation after 65 is gradual desensitization, both physical and neurological. Here's how it works. Physical desensitization: nerve endings become less responsive to stimulation. Requires more intensity for same sensation. Can lead to frustration or performance anxiety. Neurological desensitization: dopamine receptors become less sensitive. Everyday pleasures feel less rewarding. Creates a cycle of chasing diminishing returns. Robert, a 73-year-old former musician, experienced this firsthand. What once brought easy satisfaction now required more effort with less payoff. After a 3-week break, he was amazed how his natural sensitivity returned. The solution? Think of your pleasure system like a muscle. It needs both exercise and recovery. Strategies that help: taking regular breaks, even 3-5 days makes a difference. Varying stimulation methods. Focusing on quality over frequency. Remember, this isn't about loss, but about resetting your body's natural responses. Many men find their enjoyment actually increases with more mindful practices. 7. Increased feelings of loneliness and emotional detachment. Here's a profound psychological effect few discuss. Frequent solo activity can unconsciously replace meaningful human connection, especially for seniors living alone. The mechanisms at play: oxytocin deficiency, real human contact triggers this bonding hormone, while solo activity doesn't. Low oxytocin leads to feelings of isolation, reduced empathy, emotional numbness. Reward system hijacking: when the brain gets easy dopamine hits, it becomes less motivated to seek more complex social rewards. James, a 75-year-old widower, found himself declining social invitations without realizing why. Only when he intentionally reconnected with friends did he recognize how his habits had reinforced isolation. The antidote: balance, combining personal pleasure with regular social activities, physical touch, hugs, handshakes, community involvement. 8. Pelvic floor weakness and bladder control issues. The final hidden consequence involves core muscle groups most men ignore until problems arise. Frequent activity can overwork pelvic floor muscles, contribute to stress incontinence, exacerbate prostate symptoms. Harold, 70, improved his bladder control remarkably through Kegel exercises 3x/day, reducing stimulation frequency, staying hydrated. The takeaway: your pelvic health deserves the same attention as heart health or muscle tone. Simple changes yield dramatic improvements in comfort and confidence. We've covered 8 surprising ways this habit affects aging bodies differently than young ones. Remember, this isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. Small adjustments often yield big improvements. Your body signals are worth listening to. I'd love to hear from you. Which point surprised you most? Have you noticed any of these effects? What strategies have worked for you? Your experiences help others. Comment below and don't forget to like/share if you found this valuable. Here's to making informed choices for our health at every age.